exploiting the Earth and killing the native wildlife. And people say Nintendo games aren't realistic. Join me in my first playthrough of Pikmin 1 as we count everything we murder in our quest to find which video game characters are the biggest killers. After crash landing on a strange planet, our hero, Olimar, must find the 30 parts required to repair his ship before his 30-day supply of oxygen runs out. At the scene of the crash, he discovers red Pikmin, who agree to carry out his nefarious deeds of murder and eco-terrorism. Controlling Pikmin is simple. Whistling attracts any nearby ones to follow you. You can then throw individual Pikmin to reach high ledges to grab ship parts or attack from above, or use the second stick on your controller to make them swarm over your target. Collecting Pikmin pellets or the corpses of your enemies replenishes your army at their corresponding onion. Each day is on a tight deadline, as any Pikmin left behind at night are hunted down and killed by the marauding monsters of the planet. As previously mentioned, Day 1 takes place in the crash site of our spaceship. I found red Pikmin, the first of 30 ship parts, increased my army to 25, and avoided violence of any kind. That piece was short-lived, as over the next 3 days I exerted my dominance over the inhabitants of the Forest of Hope. I bolstered my ranks with yellow Pikmin, whose claim to fame is throwing bomb rocks to knock down tough walls. Additionally, they can be thrown higher than any other Pikmin subspecies to obtain hard-to-reach ship pieces. After 4 total days, I have 26 confirmed kills, my army has swollen to 222 Pikmin, and I've looted 5 ship parts. This unlocked a new area, the Forest Navel. Having never played the original Pikmin, but having dabbled in the sequel, I knew a water area probably meant blue Pikmin, whose special ability is swimming, opening up new sections of the map to an amphibious assault. But I'm a dum-dum, and it took me 3 days to stumble upon the blue Pikmin onion, even though it is mere seconds away from where I landed each day. This set back my progress and forced me to spend 7 total days in the Forest Navel, collecting all the available missing ship pieces, and fighting 2 bosses. Due to a poor plan of attack by someone, I blame my generals, my army of munchkins was devastated by the bosses. Still, I left with 14 ship parts, an army of 384, and a running kill count of 74. The next 5 days saw me exploring and slaying my way across the distant spring. At this point, I had all the Pikmin types unlocked, so destroying the local ecosystem and collecting all of the lost ship parts in the region was a matter of solving the various puzzles presented to me. I left with an army of 434, 24 of my missing ship parts, and an ever-climbing kill count of 126. Blue and yellow Pikmin opened up previously unreachable areas of the crash site and the Forest of Hope, and I spent the last 6 days reminding the denizens of the land that this doughy little man and his army of minions was still the boss. Of particular note was fighting the 3 burrowing Snagrits, who managed to land the only knockout punch against me in the entire playthrough. Once again, I blame my generals for getting me into sticky situations like this. Getting knocked out isn't a huge deal, the day immediately ends, and I think any Pikmin in my party were killed, but I never bothered to learn the individual names of my soldiers, and consequently wasn't heartbroken over their deaths. After exacting my revenge on the Snagrits, I snagged the remaining ship parts, and unlocked the last area, the final trial. This tiny map forced me to solve puzzles, 1 for each Pikmin type, before fighting the final boss. It was a little underwhelming, but he did kill a ton of my minions, so maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. I completed the entire area in 1 day, but I didn't have time to bring back the final ship piece before nightfall, so I had to play another one just to collect it. So where does that bring the final kill count? Across the 23 in-game days it took me to collect all 30 ship parts, Olimar and his loyal army of Pikmin murdered 176 of the local creatures. Of the 28 games I've played, Olimar and his army aren't as deadly as I thought, landing near the bottom of the list at 21st place, putting him between Mario from Super Mario Land and Mario from Super Mario Bros. This kill count might have been the biggest surprise to me so far. As I was playing, it felt like I was racking up the kills, and I expected the final tally to be much higher. I think the discrepancy between my expectations and reality comes down to the scale of the game. Olimar and the Pikmin are tiny, so every enemy we kill feels like a momentous occasion. But in retrospect, there really aren't that many enemies in each map, and on day 18, the day I killed the most enemies, I only murdered 22. Pikmin 1 vastly exceeded my expectations. The game is short and sweet, taking around 7 hours to complete. With only 3 Pikmin types, you're never overwhelmed by the puzzles, but it offers good variety, and the gameplay loop is excellent. The simple rhythm of exploring for ship parts, and then opening up the paths to them and killing enemies clogging the lanes is engaging. And at the end of each day, I was always thinking of what I needed to do the following day. Along with this, Pikmin is surprisingly self-aware with how it implements its time limit. What I mean by this is it knows it's an efficiency puzzle. The time limit, even on a first playthrough, isn't meant to stress you out. It's there to make you consider how you could be playing optimally. After completing the game, I was immediately pondering how many days I could have cut from each section of the map if I had found the blue Pikmin faster, divided my attention better, or was able to bring treasure back the same day I discovered it. The time limit encourages you to view each playthrough like a speedrun, which is supported in-game as it has an internal leaderboard, tracking how many days it took you to complete. Another win for the game is the music. Often peaceful and tranquil, it was a beautiful soundtrack to enact my reign of terror on this planet. My biggest negative was controlling a large swarm of Pikmin can be unwieldy. Often when crossing a narrow bridge or spit of land, some Pikmin would fall off and I'd either have to go back to collect them, or I wouldn't notice and at the end of the day they would fall victim to the local wildlife. This transitions nicely to the most pressing question I'm left with after my playthrough. Am I the hero or the villain of Pikmin? On the one hand, I understand what Olimar did, fighting the local wildlife to collect his ship parts so he could survive and return to his family. However, the price to do so was exceedingly high. 176 kills, plus hundreds of my own Pikmin killed in action. Perhaps even more concerning is what teaching the Pikmin to fight may do to upset the local ecosystem. I don't know what Pikmin were like before training them to be a well-oiled killing machine, but my guess is they were ineffective at defending themselves and provided a rich food source for predators. Now, if they continue to fight, will predators suffer and starve? Will the local ecosystem suffer a complete collapse? Oh Pikmin, I thought you were such a simple and engaging game, but now I'm questioning everything. Thanks for checking out this video, and consider supporting the channel through a like or subscription if you want to see more content like this.